Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to your territory. I joined lately today, September 2018. And basically, when I came on board to oversee and manage your nation's administration, the first order of business was to realign and restructure the main areas of your administration. And this was a need for administration to operate more effectively and efficiently in order to provide services to you, the membership, which in turn required tough decision making. I want to thank all members for attending today and tomorrow. As Chief Logan mentioned, it is nice to be able to gather again following COVID-19 restrictions being lifted. It has altered and changed the way society views things, and the ability to meet, gather. And I see this event as a family reunion of sorts, that everyone here, like everywhere in BC and Canada, you haven't seen each other for at least up to 3 years. And the gathering also reminds me of being here on the north side, Saturday, June 4th, when Lele Tene hosted its first ever moccasin walk. Approximately 150 members and guests enjoyed a bright sunny morning to walk 8.7 kilometers. And then following the walk, we all enjoyed a barbecued luncheon. I myself participated, and I enjoyed the walk and the event. And because of the location, the solitude, and the ability to think, it reflected a change that I feel speaks to the vision of your chief and council. In past years, your nation sent approximately 80 to 100 members to Vancouver to participate in the Vancouver Sun Run. It was a good way to motivate members to stay active during the winter months. But every year it involved organizing transportation, hotel rooms, and meals, which resulted in a big budget expenditure. Your chief and council said earlier this year, when it became clear that COVID restrictions would be lifted, that they wanted to create a Lele health and wellness event right here at home in your own territory. So the Moccasin Walk emerged. With the help of your health team and department and many volunteers, a new successful event was organized right here on the north side within your territory. The creation of the Moccasin Walk, to me, reflects the current direction of Chief and Council. They want more control over your resource use and management under your unceded territory. They want the best financial practices and administrative policies to guide administration of your nation. They want to negotiate instead of litigate when legal matters arise. And they want to create meaningful partnerships with governments, industry, and the community that delivers benefits to your nation. As your executive director, I support this fresh new approach and vision for your future. I will do my best in delivery of my report not to repeat too many of the points raised by Chief Logan and your council. But when you have been through the exciting year that your nation has enjoyed this past year and throughout COVID-19, it is hard not to repeat some of your successes as a nation. I want to begin by thanking our staff, especially the AGA Working Committee, which has been overseen and led by Tamara Seymour. Great work. That working group has been supported by your Lands Department, Public Works, the Health Department, and as you can see this morning, all of your administration team. I mentioned earlier COVID-19, and then again, COVID-19, Lele Tene, it has impact and affected Lele Tene like everyone else. And I want to again thank your health department team, led by Tamara Seymour, and community nurse Jennifer Coleman, in getting your community through the COVID-19 pandemic. So thank you, Lele Tene Health Department team. Compared to many communities, Lele Tene has fared very well during the pandemic. I want to thank you, all members, for adhering to the advice and protocols put forth by your health team and supported by Chief and Council. I really hope that we never have to face anything like that again. I will echo Chief Logan's remarks about our finance leader, Tawfiq Islam, and his team for elevating Lele Tene to the top of the list when it comes to Aboriginal financial management and certification. The Best Practices Award Lele Tene received from the Aboriginal Financial Officers Association of BC for 2021 meant that all the long hours and the hard work of updating our policies and procedures was well worth it. You will soon receive an update on your audited financial statements for 2021-2022, and I hope you will be proud of what you will hear under the audit update. To state that the Lele Tene First Nation is in a solid financial state would be a great understatement. In my view, since joining your nation in 2018, I believe from what you heard from your Chief and Council, I believe that this is the strongest position, both financially and politically, that Lele Tene has been in to date. And as part of your administration team, I'm very proud of that. And again, thank you to Chief and Council and our administration team. With that, again, your long-term financial future for your nation looks very bright indeed. I'm confident as your executive director that we will get there because of the solid business planning that is underway and the solid fiscal management that we already have in place. Barry Seymour and his team will tell us more tomorrow about the new comprehensive community planning process that officially begins tomorrow, Sunday. The comprehensive community plan, as is known, will become the principal planning tool that will be used by future chiefs, councils, and administrations. The reason for the comprehensive community plan is important, and it is developed by you, the members. It will contain your ideas for a sustainable, healthy, vibrant future for your nation. The CCP will include your ideas for housing, health, education, economic development, and social programming to support membership. The CCP doesn't belong to chief and council or administration. It belongs to you, the members, who can use it to help keep us on track. It is also a living document that will be updated on a regular basis over time. The CCP will then influence your new 10-year capital plan. This CCP, when completed, will describe your vision and priorities for the long term. In my view, when it is completed, will essentially be a blueprint for your nation, a higher level plan, if you will. The 10-year capital plan drills down and lays out what the priorities are for the next decade. This allows for strategic financial planning and helps ensuring that we have the staff and resources to implement the priorities you put in the plan. In combination, these two plans will provide clear, concise direction for future chiefs and councils and administrators. The real value of planning came to light during COVID-19 pandemic. A crisis always forces an organization or government to pivot quickly to manage the crisis and in our case, take care of membership and continue to provide services. We responded quickly by creating a COVID response committee, which in turn developed a COVID response plan for your nation. The committee met regularly and provided advice and recommendations to Chief and Council throughout COVID-19. For a time, COVID was our key priority, but administration never strayed too far from the strategic plan developed last year and the priorities put forth by members via surveys. Had we not had a strategic plan, we could not have achieved the progress that Chief and Council has outlined this morning for you. I encourage everyone to actively participate in the comprehensive community plan process tomorrow to help us achieve your vision and priorities for your nation. Administration continues to experience some staffing challenges as we seek and recruit talented people to fill key staffing positions, which is a common challenge to all organizations and governments. We are currently seeking qualified staff in the economic development area and IT departments. We actually just recruited a new person to oversee our IT department. Capacity is always a challenge for our administration, as it is with most First Nations. We simply do not have enough staff to deal with every request that is sent to your nation. Our priority has and always will be to serve the needs of you, the membership. Requests from governments, industries come second. But as your nation assumes a more proactive role in development and stewardship of your unceded territory, the number of requests to meet has increased, as has the number of referrals for resource use and new business proposals. This will become a challenge Chief, Council, and Administration will need to address in the next few years, and your CCP will assist us in that planning. I want to conclude my remarks by reflecting on just a few of the many positive developments in the past year and throughout COVID. Watching this new health center right beside us take shape has been rewarding, even if the project delays were frustrating. This project was already in process well before I joined Lele Tene. And it was one of the projects that we had to realign to get completed rather than to continue to talk about it. As Chief Logan stated earlier, this building will soon be yours and available to serve you as members. Sitting in the planning meetings for your new planned proposed childcare center is always positive. That's another positive project coming and should be completed in the next few years. This facility will be large enough to accommodate up to 75 childcare positions of various ages. And I know their families will be glad to know those children will receive top quality childcare and attention. Our new partnerships with clean, green energy companies are gratifying as we work with these companies on long-term solutions to lower emissions and support the environment within your territory. Receiving the new First Nations woodland license, as Chief Logan highlighted earlier this morning, means huge economic and environmental win for your nation. Implementation of the Ancient Forest Enhancement Project will help raise your profile globally and create a very special place on this planet. Resolution of your specific claim in a year or so will bring additional benefits and comfort that lands taken from your ancestors was illegal and wrong. And when Chief Logan shares tomorrow the basis of the settlement with Enbridge, there will be more good news to celebrate for all of you as members. While it has been a phenomenal year for your nation, I think one of the proudest moments that I experienced and recall was the rain falling on National Indigenous Peoples Day in your Memorial Park. Chief and Council and many guests were gathered under the pavilion in Lele Tene Memorial Park to announce your nation's declaration. As we were about to begin the news conference, several school children began to arrive for the National Indigenous Day celebration near the band shell. And observations, many young students, children, gathered under the shelter to see and hear what was going on. And as we began began to share the news and introduce your declaration, many of those students stayed and listened to Chief Logan and our council members talk about your nation's history in the area and your stewardship of your unceded territory. I want to believe that those children are now better informed and may take more time as they advance through school to learn more about your history and that of other Indigenous First Nations. Ultimately, we all must learn to live, work, and play together, as Chief Logan states often in her welcome messages at various meetings and conferences. This gathering is about you, your family, children, and an important part, all of us, is the Lheidli T'enneh First Nation. That concludes my update this morning, and I want to thank everyone for listening to my update. Thank Chief and Council for your guidance, leadership, and support to administration. And I will conclude my update now and just say to everyone, enjoy your AGA. Thank you.